Call me whatever you want, but I've come to the realization that I'm just too big and black in America to be randomly approaching women in public. First of all, y'all don't even really want to be bothered for real. And I get that because I'm the same way. I just be minding my business. Besides, with how women talk about how much they fear for their safety around men, I ain't really trying to scare nobody. So basically at this point, if she doesn't make it painfully obvious that she wants me to talk to her, it doesn't really matter what the attraction level is. I'll respectfully keep it pushing and let God take the wheel.
Women are doing at home between $150,000 to $250,000 a year in domestic labor.
So you're saying women are doing $150,000 to $200,000 of unpaid labor?
Yes.
Have you thought about the unpaid labor that men do around the house? Construction, landscaping, plumber,
Yes.
electrician, pest control, security guard, IT support, chauffeur, mechanic, babysitter, etc.
That is such a fantastic point. Do you own a firearm?
No.
Would you date a guy who owns a firearm?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
You dated?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting because you're saying, well, for you to have a full-time armed security guard, which is what women have, that's really expensive. Women basically have executive protection for free. That's unpaid labor. In fact, can I ask you a question? Husband should be willing to protecting you.
Yes.
Take the bullet.
Yeah.
Would you do the reverse for him?
No.
If we're talking about unpaid labor, if I wanted to hire
Yeah.
24/7 security, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Let's say you get married. Will you keep your last name or hyphenate in marriage?
I think I'll keep my last name.
You'll keep your last name?
Yeah. Just because my mom did.
She didn't hyphenate?
Nope.
What about for the kids? Do you have hyphenated?
I have my dad's.
You have your, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the point of that?
You raised your hand to all of my previous questions. Men should pay on first dates. Men should provide, protect. Men should be chivalrous. Husband should be willing to protect. I don't know. If you want your husband to for you, you gotta take his last name.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to take
At
his
minimum.
What do men get? Women don't want to take the last name. They don't want to be submissive. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. What are men getting for all the traditional things that men do?
Nothing.
Yeah. Like, why won't you take the last name?
I like my last name.
Even if the guy has a really bad last name and your last name is the dopest last name ever, sorry.
So they took courage, loyalty, strength, traits men have had for thousands of years, and called it toxic. 55% of Americans now think traditional masculinity is harmful. 70% of men feel judged for just being men. A gym teacher got reported for telling a kid to toughen up after dodgeball. We're not fixing masculinity, we're erasing it. And then wondering why boys don't know who they're supposed to be.
And that's exactly what's happening. A lot of these guys are deciding to step away. A lot of these men are going their own way. You want to question my masculinity? You want to say I'm not man enough for you? I'm going to start figuring out how to be man enough for me. Doing my own thing, exploring myself, going to different places. Hey, what do I actually like? What brings me joy? What brings me peace? Which is a good segue for today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley. If you're going your own way, you're doing your own thing, Tiege Hanley is going to be able to help. While you're going to the gym, while you're figuring out what hobbies you actually like, throw a good skin routine in there. Tiege Hanley can help you out with that. You have to look at if we as men are going to start being more selective about where we show up, who we entertain, what rooms we put ourselves in, who we spend our time, our resources, our money on. That standard has to apply both ways. The last thing that you want to do is finally decide, I want to go out to a singles event just to get out the house. Or I want to go have a beer with the boys, whatever it might be. You don't want to show up looking like you don't take care of yourself. That's one of the things that a lot of men overlook. And when you're out there, maybe at the bar, you ain't trying to do nothing. I'm just trying to talk to a few people. Get something to drink and go back to the house. But you might want to talk to a lady. And women notice the details. They notice if you groom yourself. They notice if your hygiene is good. They notice whether you look tired, oily, whether you look broken out. They notice this type of stuff. And you want to be sure that your skin looks presentable. It's not the only thing that matters, but it's one of the first things that people see. When I say this, the point is not to be obsessed with skincare and start trying to do some 12-step skincare routine in the bathroom every night. But the point is to take care of yourself. Find something simple. Find a system that works for you and add that to your improvement. Like I said, you're already trying to level up, getting money, honing your skills, going to the gym, doing meal prep. Just add skincare to your routine right there. And once again, that's why I like Tiege Hanley for this. It's skincare that's made simple. The key word is simple there. It's skincare that's made simple for men. You have to stand in the aisle trying to figure out what cleanser you're going to use, what moisturizer you're going to buy, what exfoliator. None of that. They send you the package, you open the package, read a few instructions, and get to washing your face. That's why I like Tiege Hanley. It takes out all of the guesswork, all of it. Step A, step B, step C, period. Most men that I've talked to, they don't need complicated. They need something that they are actually going to use every day. So I say whether you're going to a singles event, you're going on a date, you're going to work, you're just moving through the world. Do not let bad skin be the thing working against you before you even say a word. So you need to go down in the description, click the link. Tiege Hanley is giving my viewers 40% off of their entire skincare routine. Plus, they're going to give you a free gift. Go check it out.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I know. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
I had a chat with a friend of mine last night who was complaining about how women don't want to be housewives anymore and they just want to have a career and they want to work and they want to hustle. And it was just insane because I looked at him and I was like, who on earth wants to work? And he was like, every woman, they want to work, they don't want to be at home, like they don't want to be taking care of the kids and whatever. And I was like, name me one woman that wants to work right now. Like there's no woman on earth that just wants to work and hustle and whatever. Like it doesn't.
The girlies are quitting their jobs. McKinsey just released their Women at Work Report 2024 edition. And what they found is that about a third of women are planning to leave their jobs.
Pretty much every video I post about careers, I get a ton of comments from people saying, I just don't want to work. Like I don't know, no job sounds appealing to me because I just don't want to work. My own story of the path I was on in my 20s, I did quit my job at 31 as a marketing director.
I took a few days to kind of chill out, cry all my tears, get all the anger out before I made this post. After 17 years of teaching, I resigned from my teaching position.
Do you know what an apex is?
You're about to say some but go ahead.
I would say that women's greatest danger is a man. And so because of that, of course, there will be resentment there.
Yes, absolutely. Men do bad things to women. There's no disputing that. But you're saying that men are apex predators. That's like that's incredibly sexist. There's no getting around that.
Why is that sexist?
If someone were to say black people are apex predators, would you find that racist?
Okay, I'm going to explain this to you. I'm just going to explain it to you because you're not getting it.
No, I'm getting it.
No, you're not.
So here's what you're going to do. No,
a man,
wait. Can I
a race does not make you more... It does not make you more productive.
Yes, make you?
Oh, are we going to get into this argument?
If your boyfriend complains about doing normal boyfriend tasks, it's a huge red flag and you should know now.
Oh dear. Now, believe it or not, there are actually still quite a large number of women that genuinely believe in stereotypical gender roles. However, I must point out that this usually only applies to when they're in a relationship, and more pointedly, it only applies to the men. They believe that if they're in a relationship with a man, that the man should be performing all the stereotypical chores that would fall to a gentleman, such as taking out the trash, building things, lifting heavy objects, and taking care of the car. Yet many of these women, because they mistakenly call themselves feminists, mostly because they don't understand the definition of the term, would be very upset if someone insinuated that they should be performing stereotypical women's tasks, such as cooking and cleaning. So why is gender roles okay in one situation, but yet not in another?
This is why women attack men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy?
Mm-hmm.
What's an example? Oh, like sports.
Exactly. Ugh, he's so full of himself. And we'll do something to take it take them down.
So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary. And so we have to diminish the power. So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish, or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem. We never say, you hurt my feeling.
No.
You hurt my feelings. Because they're all right here, and it feels like you stabbed me in the chest or you crushed.
I fell off. Let me just say it. The truth is, dating in real life is hard, okay? It's not the meet cutes and promise me connections at the end of every night like I hoped it would be. Most nights, it's feeling ridiculous and wondering if I'm wasting my time. After 16 days, a nasty winter, no tangible success, and I mean many more failed attempts that I never even talked about, I fell off. I took a break, but I'm not calling it quits. I'm taking the lessons I've learned along the way, and hopefully I can make something shake these last 5 days of dating in real life. I've tried all the cute stuff, but I'm getting serious now. My approach is go where I know the men will be in numbers. Tech events, car shows, STEM mixers, sporting events, and I may even be brave enough to flirt at the gym. Stick with me, send your best wishes, and as always, let me know where you think I should go next.
You're seeing modern women having to do things that they didn't think that they would do. You're seeing them having to branch out and try different methods, which is what you're asking men to do. Branch out, try different methods. That stuff that y'all used to say in the 90s don't work here anymore. You mean, hello, how are you? It's the same thing that men have been saying for eons and eons of time. Yeah, I don't really like that anymore. It's not enough for you to, introduce yourself like a normal person. You need to come with it. You need to step to it. You need to do something else. And so now you're saying all of that, come with it and step to it and all that other stuff. That's foolishness. I should just, it's too hard for me to do that. I should just be able to come out here, say a couple things, introduce myself, and if we hit it off, we hit it off. I just want a normal connection. I don't want to have to jump through hoops. I don't want to have to guess how many kids you have, what your credit score is. Do you have baby mama or a baby daddy drama? I don't want to have to guess all of that. That's what men have been saying. But when men say it, they're being pansies. Who's going to be the boys? When men request that modern women tell them this information and meet them straight up, then they're told, oh, you sassy, aren't you? You got a little bit of an attitude, aren't you? Don't you? You have a little bit of sugar in your tank. You play for the other team. You like men. You must like men. And all that other stuff to deflect from the fact that you're not good and you're not a good person.
Where are all the single Democratic men at?
Probably protesting something, or at a bar, or at their boyfriend's house, or gardening, or volunteering at the animal shelter, or sitting at Starbucks on their computer, or reading and writing in their diary.
Shut up. You are a dictator.
Oh, really? If I were a dictator, you guys would be in prison after your No Kings protest. But seriously, you liberals not see your hypocrisy. You guys literally spent the entire summer having No Kings protest in multiple cities. Then you were crying for the release of an actual self-proclaimed dictator that the people of Venezuela are happy to be rid of. Then you protest the Somali fraud in Minnesota. And then, again, several liberal women shaved their balls to protest ICE in their city. How do you survive daily? Like, is there a thought process in your head? Because nothing you guys do or say makes no sense.
Okay, I'm not doing this podcast.
Get offended by everything. What's next?
Some of you aren't going to like this, but you're not allowed to be anti-gender role and then box your partner into a gender role. I think this is an issue that is especially prevalent in straight or heteronormative relationships. But back when I was on the apps, the amount of women that would claim to be feminist but try to box me into this male provider role was kind of crazy. The more I've been part of discussions or done introspection, I realized just how much of a power imbalance is present in a lot of heteronormative relationships. For example, the idea of chivalry. Because yes, men should be using their privilege to stand up and speak out for things, but I will say it does bring me great discomfort to think that I will always have to be the one bringing flowers or opening a door just because it's expected of me rather than because I genuinely want to, or that this being reciprocated is somehow wrong or immoral. For me, the ideal partnership does not have an expectation based on gender. People can just be who they are and do things for their partner because they want to rather than based on some expectation. And this is not me telling you what to be attracted to. This is just an observation that I've made over time. Let me know your thoughts on it.
I just had 5 grown men walk by, able-bodied men walk by as I struggle to like carry all of my shit and help this poor mother with 3 children carry her stroller down the stairs. They just looked and kept walking. I'm literally like dropping my umbrella and everything. They just keep on walking.
Women now videoing themselves, right? And saying, oh, all of these guys didn't help this woman, but I did. And I'm like, all these able-bodied men, they're just not even, not even helping, and they don't even want anything. And I had to stop and well, yes, honey, because for years they did help. I don't know how many times we have to say it, but for years and years and years, guys did all of those things. And then one day, feminism got plunged into all of your tiny little brains, women. And you decided that you didn't want guys to do anything for you anymore.
And this is just in the DMV because I feel like when you go down south, it's a little bit different. Men here don't necessarily approach you. So I feel like, I don't know if men are shy or like they just don't, have enough.
They think they the
confident.
They the prize. They think they the catch. It's too sassy. It's too sassy for me. That's what it is. Yeah. Why don't men pursue? Why don't they take the initiative? Why don't they take the lead? Most of the times, females, are we supposed to shoot our shot? I don't necessarily think so. However, we can. But I think we should be able to position ourselves in a way to say, hey, I caught your eye, you caught my eye. All right, man, you make the first step.
When you catch his eye, what do you do to
I'm
let him know
positioning
that you
myself.
want him?
I'm positioning myself. Okay, I'm like, hello, I'm here.
If men's jobs disappeared tomorrow, society would crumble. If women's jobs disappeared tomorrow, society would be fine.
Oh, really? Who's going to raise all the children?
Women aren't even raising their own kids. They're in daycare.
That's actually
They're
incorrect.
in daycare and public school. No, it's $1 billion industry.
It is $1 billion industry, but statistically, women have the majority of childcare burden. And not a lot of people can afford daycare nowadays.
Well, who is the kid spending the most time with if the mom's at work? Most mothers work nowadays. So the kid is spending more time at school or at daycare.
So I just got to work and I decided I want to be a stay-at-home. Not a stay-at-home mom, because that sounds like a lot of work. And not a stay-at-home wife, because husband, what? Just a stay-at-home.
I'm so tired of working, bro. I don't care about these bills, bro. I don't care about this freaking car, bro. I don't care about these kids. Bro, I don't care about my hair. I'm so tired of getting up. Hello, this is my baby. I'm not a pleasure speaking with. I'm just tired. Okay, I can help assist you with that. I'm just tired. I can't position y'all with nothing. Go out of my phone, man. Go out of my phone. Dang, bro, I'm sorry. Hi, Jean. How are you doing today? Tired, bro.
Women were never supposed to work like men. And this is not saying that women don't deserve the same rights as men. This is just saying women were never supposed to work like men.
The girlies are quitting their jobs. McKinsey just released their Women at Work Report 2024 edition. And what they found is that about 1/3 of women are planning to leave their jobs. 1/3 of women. And not all of them want to quit, but the ones that are staying are saying that they want to take reduced hours or potentially even work fewer days per week.
We are some of the most delusional, unstable, restarted people in the world. I swear, I talk a lot of about women, but I really do love being a woman. But you gotta admit, we are some of the most delusional, unstable, restarted people in the world. Just think about it. Women always talking about how they don't need a man. You're saying you don't need a man online, on the internet that a man created. You're saying that you don't need a man. You're typing it in a phone that a man created the technology for and the hardware for. You are saying that you don't need a man while sitting in a house or a apartment that was built by men. You are driving to your job in a car that was built, I'm pretty sure, by a man, but you don't need men. Maybe I should speak in a language that you understand. Louis Vuitton, male. Gucci, male. Christian Louboutin, males. Y'all love them. They're all men. Make it make sense.
My problem is that I think chivalry needs to be applied to everything in life.
I don't think that's someone's actual problem at all. I think they just don't understand what chivalry actually means.
For example, say a guy and a girl at the stoplight in their cars, right? If the guy clearly sees it's a girl in their car, like, I'm just a girl, he needs to let her go first. I don't care who pulled up first. Am I wrong for that? Am I delusional? Because
I would say yes.
like, I'm not. Like, I literally like will be in my car and I'm like, go you man.
I think one of the biggest problems that we are currently facing in this world is a lack of education, because there seems to be an awful lot of individuals that keep using certain words without any actual concept of what they mean. Because chivalry, depending on the time period in which you're referring to it being used, can have multiple different meanings. However, in the modern time, it normally refers to the common courtesies that a man would show to a woman, such as opening a door. But there are some individuals out there that seem to think that chivalry means they are entitled to certain privileges simply because they are a woman. That has nothing to do with chivalry. That is someone's own sense of entitlement.
And you know, the guy, he's right. He's right. These modern women, they want to go in between. They want to be able to, they want to be able to say, well, I'm a feminist. I don't have any roles. There's no more gender roles. I don't need to be in the kitchen unless I want to be. We fought for choice. We fought to have the right to work outside the home and all these other things. If I want to be a cat, I fought for that right. If I want to be a snake, I fought for that right. That's what feminism is. But can you open this door for me? No, I don't have to. Then you're not a man. It's stupid. It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid. These modern women, they go back and forth. It's like, I fought, maybe we as men are getting it wrong, because they fought for equality of choice, not us. So we don't get to partake in their newfound freedoms. We still have to be the traditional man. Like, I think there was a little parody of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris a second ago. It's kind of funny. Where are all the Democratic single men that are traditional? Here's the way modern women are, man. They're trying to, I want to pull a piece from over here, I want to pull a piece from over there, when really these guys that are Democrats are giving them respect. These guys that are Democrats are giving them exactly what they wanted, and the utmost respect. I don't want that. I want to be treated like a princess, but I want you to have open beliefs. Well, yeah, I do. That's part of the open beliefs, is that you and I are exactly the same. You are just as powerful as I am. No. Not beliefs like that. Open your mind. Those are limiting beliefs. Open your mind to think that I, as a woman, don't need to be equal in this. Modern women want you to open up your mind to say, well, I understand that she can be traditional over here and then non-traditional over here. She's dynamic. She's not the same everywhere. She's complex. She has multiple facets to her, multiple angles to her that make her so intriguing and mysterious. That's what they want. Losers.
A wise man once said, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. And I didn't know how right he was until I started posting female-centered content online. Because here I am, a woman, talking to women, about the things that we can work on and get better at and grow, so that way we can live these amazing lives that we want to live. And a lot of the girlies just don't want to hear it. And that is disappointing, you know, because in order to enjoy my content, you do have to be a certain type of woman. That's fair. You have to be a woman that takes accountability for her actions, doesn't say, he made me feel this way, she made me feel this way, they made me crash out. No. We take accountability over here. You also have to be an honest woman, a woman who is honest with herself about, here's where I went wrong in the situation. Here's where I could have cut it off before it even got to as bad as it was. And you also have to be a woman that is confident enough to say what she thinks, what she feels about the world, even if none of the rest of the girlies agree. That is such a special type of woman. I love the women in my audience down. I just wish there were more of us. I really do.
Do all men think kindness is flirting? Oh my God.
Now I know what I'm about to say is going to be a truly radical idea, and there will be some out there that really do have difficulty wrapping their minds around this concept. But it is still not all men. Imagine. However, I will say in this case, there are some men out there who unfortunately do tend to mistake kindness for flirting. But if a person is wondering how that could possibly be, how could a man mistake simple kindness or politeness or even a compliment for flirting? Well, the reason is actually very simple, if a person just takes a moment to think about it. How often do you think a man, outside of his immediate family, receives any sort of kindness or any kind of compliment at all from a woman who ultimately, well, doesn't want something?
Men don't really have a say in who gets picked.
Well, that's just amazing. Amazing that some individuals actually have convinced themselves of that and are trying really hard to convince other women of that. But gentlemen, just in case you didn't hear them the first time, apparently you have no choice in who chooses you to be in a relationship with. You are the real pick-me's.
And they never really did. They had to force it to be that way. So always remember that. At the end of the day, the right type of man will want to be picked.
The worst part about this is there's a lot of individuals that have actually convinced themselves of this type of nonsense. That is because a lot of women out there continue to view themselves as the prize in the relationship, when it couldn't be further from the truth. It is neither the man nor the woman that is the prize in the relationship. It is the relationship itself that is the prize. And until a lot of individuals actually wrap their minds around that concept, many of their relationships are going to continue to fail.
Chivalry's indicator is the fact that I take the subway to and from work 2 to 3 times a week. I've been doing it, minus COVID, for 10 years almost for work. And I cannot recall a single time that a man has offered to give me a seat on the subway. I'm wearing high heels a lot. I'm a woman wearing high heels, and I've never once, not once, been offered a seat on the subway. What's your chivalry indicator?
Guys don't offer to help you on the subway because you spent years, maybe not you, but women spent years telling them, I don't need you. And you're still saying it. I don't need you. I don't need a man. I don't need your help. And what you want to say, what you really want to do is say, I don't need you, but you should still be a gentleman. I can treat you like it, but you should still act nice. I can discard you, but you should still treat me like gold.
Men talk about when they're alone, because I genuinely do not understand how men do not know personal.
Okay, so I guess this is a secret that many people don't know. Pop culture loves to portray men as being very simple and shallow, like we'll get together and we'll just talk about sports all day. We'll never get into anything about our personal lives. And I guess women don't realize there's a reason for this. From birth, it was my understanding that the most noble thing you can do as a man is not be a burden on other people. And most men I've known experience talking about deep subjects as work. You are putting a burden on them. It's not a burden to talk about sports or video games or our Warhammer figures, but it is, in our perception, a burden to talk about our jobs, our relationships, and so on. So the arrangement you wind up with is, because I like you, I'm not going to burden you.
Women are never satisfied. They're never going to be satisfied. They never will be satisfied. So this is the things you need to hear as a man. This whole world is forced to your evolution. Even the woman, no matter what comes to her mouth, oh baby, you need to take a break and come home. Listen, the moment you stop working, the moment you stop being you and maintaining yourself and maintaining your dignity and your money and your wealth and all the things that make you attractive to her, she is gone, bruh. You can buy her all the things you want to buy her. Clothes, shoes, hats. If you did that in the past, that is not going to be the things that's counted for today. Women need to be maintained and they are very expensive. I don't understand why people want to be in a relationship so bad. This is expensive. And the more attractive the female is, that woman is gonna cost your ass an arm, a leg, a heart, a body, a head. That woman is gonna cost you everything. Why are you so desperate to be in a relationship? Obviously, you just don't know the true cost of a woman.
But the vow is really just a litmus test for, are you willing to do a completely benign, harmless thing if your man asks for it?
I just don't think I'm comfortable doing it.
But demonstrate the harm.
I just don't feel like, it just doesn't feel right in my head to do it.
You can't say, I want all the chivalrous stuff, but your husband asks you to do one minor subservient act and you're like, no, why would I do that?
Do you want a guy to open the car door for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want a guy to observe the sidewalk rule, so when you're walking down the street, he's closer to where the cars are.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a guy to pay for the first date?
Yeah.
Second date?
Yeah.
All dates?
Preferably.
Okay. All right. So what are the things that women do that are equivalent or commensurate to the various chivalrous acts that women want or sometimes even demand or expect at the very forefront of dating and relationships?
I feel like it depends on the person. I mean,
they don't do anything.
I don't make bitter content because I'm not bitter. I'm sorry I can't relate to you. Y'all be having 3 and 4 baby dads, all these kids running around, and then you want a high value man. What, after you washed up? Y'all be in your early 30s, late 20s, washed the up, coming on here just moaning about men. Nobody's gonna take you serious. You're the one they want for tonight. Some of you already got like 100 bodies under y'all. What type of man wanna take you serious? Who's taking you to their mom? Y'all act like men, y'all look like men, y'all dress like men, y'all smell like men, y'all drink like men, y'all curse like sellers. What are we talking about? Who's taking you serious? You don't even take yourself serious enough for a real man to come in and take you serious. Then y'all come on here and make bitter content and then go viral off of the bitter shit. Who's taking you serious? All I'm saying.
She needs a man who gets on the grill, cuts the grass, fixes things around the house, and handles business. Because she's sick of these cinder fellas. If you don't know how to maintain a home, handle basic repairs, or fire up a grill, you are not making her life easier. Men today expect princess treatment and their fragile egos to be stroked when they are bringing more problems than value to the table. She wants a man who acts like a man, provides like a man, communicates like a man, and handles problems like a man. Because if she's already carrying the weight by herself, she'd rather stay single than be with someone who disrupts her nervous system.
Well, I would probably say she's disrupting her own nervous system, to be honest. She's probably her own issue, is really what it is. These modern women, they start off a certain way, but then they quote unquote elevate, if you will. Like, say they might start off and you said, well, she only really wants you to do basic repairs and things of that nature. It might start off that way, but then you find she'll be watching TV, literally a commercial. She'll see something, Oprah might mention something, talk show host might mention something. She might see something on Netflix, something in a movie somewhere. Oh, I want that. I want to add that to my life. Babe, can you do this, 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 and this? And what she's asking for, she hasn't really looked up or done any research on. She just thought it was really cute. It was really nice. And she'll ask him to do something that requires technical expertise. Like, it requires you to actually have some sort of apprenticeship or some sort of degree or extensive education. Oh, just watch a YouTube video on it. Well, no, I can't just watch a YouTube video and fix the power lines. I don't want to die today. And that's what modern women, that's what they expect you to do. They expect you to they'll look at other people's lives and then try to turn it on you. And then they'll say, well, just because you're not doing it like them, then how can I even be with you? I'm expecting a man to level up with me. And really, honestly and truly, she hasn't really even leveled up. It's just, you leveled up in your mind. And a man, even in that case, a man might say, okay, well, let me go ahead and try to do something for my wife. And then he'll try to go and do what she's asking him to do. And then she still stays the same. She don't level up. She don't do much of anything. It's just, I want him to get better. I want him to be, he's already the breadwinner. I want him to be the chef. I want him to be the maid, all of those things. Go get the clothes, go get the groceries, take care of the kids, all that stuff. And I want him to be a top-notch, world-class handyman. I want him to be a world-class, top-notch mechanic. All of that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know who you're talking to. I don't know what women you're talking to, but the women that you're talking to, or whatever your audience, your base is, those are delusional women. Those are the exact type of women that men are trying to avoid.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Are you single?
Yes.
You think dating gets easier as you age, or is it going to get harder?
I feel like it might get harder, but I feel like it would be easy for me. I don't know.
How so?
Because I'm not like these typical girls that are out here showing naked. I'm very like housewife material. I have discernment. Yeah.
What would you say makes you a good housewife, though?
I would say I would listen to my man. Like, I would be there for him. I feel like that's an answer that every woman gives, but in reality, I am very like, my man leads, I follow.
He says, we're leaving Miami because I have a better job in Minnesota. You're going with him.
Definitely, yes, that's my man. I'm gonna go with him.
If he told you, I don't like what you're wearing today, it's a little bit too provocative, you would change for him.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm not even comfortable wearing shorts.
If he told you, Lisa isn't the best influence in your friend group, you should probably spend less time with her, you'd listen to him.
Yes, because they're not around my friends as much as I am, so they're able to see things I cannot see.
So where do you think so many women get lost in the, I'm an independent girl and I just don't need a man in my life?
I think it's the internet. The internet has changed women into believing that they can do things on their own, and they can they don't need to listen to a man until they're in their mid-30s and buying their own drink and realizing, well, I should have gotten that man when I was in my mid-20s.
While I was pregnant, I broke up with him. So when I had her, I actually didn't call him to come be a part of the birth. And I think he was a little begrudged, but that's neither here nor there. That was for me. I wanted to have that moment be sacred and special. I wanted to be able to be focused, you know, and just be supported by my mom, my sisters, my aunts, my grandmother. I definitely wasn't myself for a long time.
Here's my issue with this whole thing. A lot of women think that the baby is theirs. Yeah, you carried the baby for 9 months. Yeah, you went through labor and delivery. That's no small thing. But that child is as equally yours as it is the father's. And for you to deny the father the opportunity to see his child being born, that's one of the most selfish things you can do as a woman, as a mother. A lot of women are very selfish and self-centered. They always say, my child, my baby. And y'all think that the father doesn't have any rights to the baby just because you carried the baby for 9 months. You wouldn't have had that baby had it not been for him inserting that sperm into and fertilizing them eggs. Once you have a child, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about how you feel. It's what's the best interest for the child. If that father is not physically, verbally, or none of that, then there's no reason for you to be stripping him of the opportunity to see his child being born. But then turn around and want to put the man on child support.
Do women really like bad guys? Man, I think about it sometimes and I'm like, my life would be so much easier if I just liked nice guys, right? If I liked guys who were honest, guys who were kind, generous, thoughtful man who's gonna bring me flowers or something, I don't know. You know, if I liked guys who just went out of their way and thought about me. The bare minimum. If I just liked guys who gave me the bare minimum, that would be awesome, but I am a little bit more below than that, right? I like liars. I do. I'm going to admit it. I like men who are going to treat me like I do. I like men who are going to go out of their way to make me jealous. And then they come back and I'm like, babe, why'd you do that? I like to feel something because I'm a pretty happy person, pretty peaceful person on my own. So when I have a guy come in and up my life and make me feel something, I'm like, I love this. I love this. This is so great. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Okay, I didn't ask for this life. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Okay, I didn't ask my dad to leave. He just did.
When he asks you if you can cook for him, ask him, can he build a house for you?
This is not the gotcha moment that you think it is. Because for a man to build a house would take 1 to 2 years of his life and hundreds of thousands of dollars. For you to make dinner takes about a 10-minute trip to the grocery store, maybe 30 to 40 minutes of cooking, and maybe 10 minutes of dishes afterwards if you want to count that. But you would probably make the argument as to why your husband would need to do the dishes. This is an attempt of a woman to logically reason through getting what she wants. And all men know this as they're listening to it because it's not logical. It doesn't line up as far as time and effort. Because of that, when a woman comes on here and tries to attempt that logical reason to get what she wants, men see it. They see right through it. And all men will take from this is that you specifically are that type of woman that wants to take, and she will not be willing to reciprocate anything near the amount of energy or effort that he puts in. And they know that that is just not worth it.
In a relationship, do you believe that the woman or the man is the prize?
I think both should be the prize. I think whoever you're dating, man or woman, you equally should always be striving to make that person feel like the prize.
Okay.
But as a woman, as a heterosexual woman, I would like to be thought of more as the prize.
Why do you think that you're the prize in a relationship?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know.
You gotta give me something to back it up.
Okay, so I think two things. I think the world has taught us that the woman is the prize, right? So I think if you're in a heterosexual relationship, that's the first thing. The world has taught us that men should chase the woman, which I don't always agree with, right? I don't know. I really, truly don't have an answer for you other than I think women are incredible, right? And I think we should be sought after, and I think we should be chased, and I think we should be pursued consensually and respectfully. But other than that, I don't know if I have a great answer for you, because I do think that like men also deserve to feel like in relationships that they are also pursued. I think that's what keeps a relationship alive.
Men need to stop saying things like, what do you bring to the table? Hello, look at me. What do you mean, what do I bring to the table? First of all, look at me. Look at my social media. Look at what I do in the world. Read my writing. I bring so much to the table that the table broke. It broke under the weight of all the shit that I put on the table, that I brought to the table. Not to mention, like, the things I would do on top of the table. It's not just me. It's like all the women I know. Not only are we bringing everything and more to the table and being hot while doing it, we are the table.
The question, what do you bring to the table, honey, was actually, what do you bring to the table that men care about? Okay. And maybe, yeah, the fact that you're an attractive woman. Okay. That's one little check in your box. That, by the way, gets negated if your personality sucks. Just letting you know. The rest of it, I didn't hear one thing that you brought to the table that men actually value. Are you loyal? You devoted? But what actually do you bring to the table that guys care about?
Now hear me out. I know it's trendy to hate men nowadays. I know it's like a really cool thing for women to do, but this is really weird. You're in a public space, right? And all he did was walk by. He didn't put his hand on you. He just literally walked by. You're at a public restaurant and you felt the need to react in that manner. Sweetheart, you need help. Like, for real, all jokes aside, I don't even think it's for social media anymore. I genuinely believe that you need help. Because if I'm being completely honest, it literally looked like you saw a ghost. Like, if we didn't see that man in the frame, I'm like, oh shit, she's seeing, like, she hallucinating right now. I've never seen someone react to someone just walking by them in a public restaurant. This is insane. Whatever drugs you on, please stop taking it. It's making you trip the out, like simply making you lose it. It's not a good look. First and foremost, who raised you that way? Why? What about that is necessary? And secondly, if you hate men so much, why would you go to a space that you know men could possibly be at? You can't hate them that much. It's not possible. Thirdly, he didn't do anything to you. He just walked by. That is it. Man, I would hate to see you at a sporting event or the mall or the barbershop. Yeah, a public basketball court. How you gonna function in those places if you can't even manage somebody just walking by you? That man was probably sitting at a table with his family. He got to get up and go to the bathroom or something. He walked by and you doing the most. For what? Why you like this? And I promise you, this will be one of the same women talking about men need to protect her. Where the real men at? Some of y'all take this social media a little too far. It's disgusting at this point. It really is. But you know what? I know she ain't gonna listen to me because I'm a man. So she really not gonna listen to me. Fortunately for her, she ain't got to. Yeah, keep the change.
I mean, even talking about what do you bring to the table? Well, I look hot while doing it. I bring so much stuff to the table that the table broke. And I know many more women that do the same thing. If all of y'all's tables are breaking, that's an issue. And this is exactly what men are saying. Y'all keep on coming up to us with these rickety tables. Oh, well, I got so much stuff on there. If you see, and this is what I'm saying, if you see your friend's table break and then you don't go out and get a stronger table, y'all all follow suit and get that weak table. What are we doing here? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's the same stupid decision making that modern women make. That they keep on that same path of logic that y'all keep on going down. Where, oh, I see one woman doing it and she failed at it. So I'm gonna follow her example. She's not being successful at it, but I'm gonna follow her example. Oh, looks like that table broke. But for me, what modern women will do, I saw my friend fail at it. But for me, she's a redhead. He don't like redheads. Maybe he likes blondes. Blonde fails. He don't like blonde or red, but maybe he likes brunette. Fail. And you go down the line. Maybe he likes black women. Fail. Maybe he likes Latinas. Fail. None of them, they'll all sit in a group and talk about what the man did wrong. How can he must be gay. He didn't like any of us. None of them will ever talk about their attitudes. None of them will ever, they'll never come around to the actual issue. And, you know, maybe he saw our social media before we walked in here. We were trashing men. As a matter of fact, we've been trashing men all week. Maybe he saw that. You know, like you said, I have so many followers. I have a social media. Maybe he saw that social media, you and your friends cutting up and clowning and what you be talking about and how you be talking down on men. And he said, ooh, she's cute, but that's not the type of woman I want in my life. You didn't already put so much stupidity on the table is actually what it is. You put so much stupidity on the table and you broke it. Table fell under the weight of dumbness. And your friends say, you know what, I'm going to go get that same table and put the same amount of stupidity on it, even more. As a matter of fact, I'm going to one up her and do the same thing. And y'all all fail. Y'all never say, well, maybe I ought to get a more sturdy table. Or maybe I ought to have some balance and not put so much on this table. Maybe if I have so much that I need to put on this table, I ought to find a shelf or a bookcase somewhere and learn where to categorize things and where to put things. Maybe you should do the same thing for men. Maybe I should start categorizing the bad men and the good men. Maybe I should stop putting trash men on my table and that's all I'm eating. That's all I'm consuming is trash men. Maybe I ought to put them on the shelf somewhere, store it somewhere, or better yet, throw it in the trash and start getting good men and putting them on the table. But y'all not going to do that because y'all are losers.